Shocking new statistics about the number of 2-year-olds with smartphones. A new study shows 25% of kids 2 and under own one. Under 2. Are they too young for technology? Here to debate it is senior editor for ThrillList.com, Hayden Lynch, and syndicated columnist and author Betsy Hart joins us from Chicago. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
All right, Hayden, the statistic is jaw-dropping. 25% of the kids 2 and under have a smartphone. You're okay with that?
Yeah, you know, I mean, a smartphone is an incredibly powerful tool, and to oversimplify it and say that smartphones are bad and to vilify them is the same thing as to say all computers are bad or all TVs are bad. It's really in how you use it.
All right, Betsy, you don't think this is a very smart idea at some point regarding the smartphone. Why?
Well, it's actually less about the technology itself for me than it is to say that I think we're seeing a lot of parents who just are terrified of their children being bored for a little while and being forced to kind of make their own fun and occupy themselves and just sort of say, hey, I can self-soothe is what it's called. And so many parents are terrified of kids who just say, Mom, I need your attention, and we parents don't want to say anymore, honey, go entertain yourself. That's the big problem I see here. It's not just the technology. I mean, my kids are older. They all have smartphones. I think they're great. But I think it's how we use them and how we parent with them.
Sure, that's a good point. None of my kids got phones, and they didn't get smartphones until they were much older, but I don't think they got phones until they were in junior high. Hayden, what about the fact, and Betsy kind of alludes to this, there are a lot of parents out there who, you know, these days, unfortunately, they give a smartphone to a kid, much as parents of years gone by would just plop their kids in front of the television to act as a babysitter. And who knows what trouble they could get in on a smartphone now.
Oh, that's very true. The first thing is that a lot of studies have shown that you actually don't want your children to just be passive receivers of information. So you don't just want to give them a smartphone with a video on it. You want to give them an interactive application, something that involves their hands, involves some coordination, get them really engaged. And actually studies have proven that children who use smartphones with apps that require a two-way flow of information actually can benefit from that intellectually. I think that to the second point, you really have to be safe as a parent. Make sure that you have the cellular service turned off on the smartphone. I mean, a GPS tracker can actually be a beneficial thing. Some parents might want that, but you have to be smart.
Absolutely. And Betsy, I'll give you the final word. At what age should a kid get a smartphone?
Well, I think when they can wisely handle it and when you have some demonstration that they can actually talk and walk at the same time, which a lot of 2-year-olds can't, I say, hey, give them a puzzle, let them go entertain themselves, let them learn those skills first and add the cell phone later.
All right. Great debate. Hayden and Betsy, we thank you both for joining us on this Monday morning.
Thanks for having me.
All right. What do you think about that? At what age should a kid get a smartphone? Email us, friends@foxnews.com. Meanwhile,